Hey guys! So about 5 months ago, I asked you guys to send me questions for Q&A and haven't actually responded to any of them yet, so I figured it was probably time I did so. Here I go. I don't have a whole lot of favorite past ships, unless you count ones that are off air, because once I stop shipping a ship, I pretty much don't feel anything for it unless I still love it. I do still love Joey and Phoebe a lot, I just don't have those shippy feelings for them anymore. So that would probably be the main one. As far as current ships, that would be definitely Will and Kate, and Jamie and Claire, Jason and Elizabeth, of course, Hyde and Jackie. The rest of them aren't really in order, it's kind of hard to choose. So Victoria and Albert, Draco and Hermione, Eleven and Clara, Michael and Becky, Kelso and Brooke, Eric and Donna, Arthur and Gwen, Ten and Rose, Lucas and Sammy, Nicholas and Elizabeth, Leo and Greenlee, Jess and Rory, Joe and Juliana, Benvolio and Rosalind, Merlin and Morgana, Harry and Meghan, Rufus and Gia. I love my Rhea. I'm not happy that the show is no longer going to be on air, but I'm quite glad we at least get the movies so I can see more of them before they disappear. And Red and Kitty. I really love how they did that parent relationship. You don't see a whole lot of great parent relationships on TV, except for Jack and Rebecca, yay. But I mean like later ones when they're older, so I was glad how they did that. And of course, Randall and Beth, they are an absolutely spectacular couple, and I'm so glad that we have been able to see them. And I think that's about it. Really hope I didn't miss anybody important. Years and years and years and years of practice. And also of telling myself that my coloring could be better and then figuring out how to make it even better. But mostly just a lot of practice, and also seeing how other vidders did their editing and seeing if I could do something that was kind of my own style still, but also looked better. I mean, if you saw my first Vampire Diaries video, that coloring was atrocious. I have been vidding since about December 2009, I think. That was my first video on YouTube. It was Nicholas and Elizabeth. I did have a Jason and Elizabeth video on a different site that I had made previously. I don't know when that was. It's no longer a site and it's no longer around, so I kind of lost it. And I also had a Lucas and Sammy video I started working on before that as well, but that never came to fruition because I was trying to figure out Adobe Elements, whatever it was, and that was not fun. It's really hard for me to choose my favorite videos. It's kind of like asking me to choose my children, but I don't know. I've just made so many that I really love to watch. Particularly A Million Dreams. I love that video that I made of A Million Dreams with the fandoms. And also, oh gosh, I don't know. Pretty much any of my multi-fandom type things I enjoy watching if the coloring doesn't completely, if I don't completely bash my coloring when I'm watching it. And I don't know, I really like some of my Hyde and Jackie ones, and obviously some of my Elizabeth ones. My favorite Elizabeth video I've made, that's really hard. I don't know if I can choose a favorite, really. It's really hard to choose a favorite. I don't know. I like a lot of my videos, but I also dislike a lot of my videos. What inspired me to start vidding? That is an easy answer, and there are two words to that answer. Tanya and Jen. My ultimate favorite character to vid for is Elizabeth Weber, as you probably guessed. I also really enjoy vidding for Morgana, though. I really enjoy exploring her character. The farthest I've ever traveled is to Austria. It was for a brief pit stop, though, so I only got to see it for about an hour while we were eating lunch. I'd really like to go back. I really want to see Salzburg in particular, and of course Vienna. Some of my favorite songs I've vided to before are definitely A Million Dreams. That song currently owns my soul, and it toppled a song that was my favorite for about 9 years. So that song is just like the epitome of me. And I also really enjoyed bidding with, I don't know, pretty much any of the female empowerment songs, like Invincible by Kelly Clarkson, or It's My Time by Raven. That was a really old one. Or Don't Kill My Vibe. I really enjoyed bidding to Don't Kill My Vibe. That is a great song. If I could figure out how to bid to any of the soundtrack of the last 5 years, I would totally do so in a heartbeat. I would like to say Franco, Lucky, and EJ, but as you know, some of my videos have used them in the past, so not them, which means there probably isn't one character that I wouldn't bid to. I mean, I've even included Brit in videos, and, you know, I hate her. Oh yes, absolutely. I love meeting new vidders. There are several people in the bidding community that inspire me. I mean, Julie, you're one of them. Your videos are amazing. Cassie, your videos are fantastic. You have come and brought in a lot of great videos in a very short time. Jen and Tanya, you guys were the ones that inspired me to start bidding, so you're always very special to me. And Tanya, I love your liaison vids. And Teresa, oh Teresa, you are probably my favorite bidder. Your vids are incredible, especially when you vid Morgana, or Morgana. It's amazing what you do with them. I really want to go to Greece first off. I love pictures of Greece. I love the people of Greece that I've seen in footage, and I don't know, I just really want to experience Greece. And I also really want to experience Egypt. Pretty sure I would die of heat in Egypt, but I really love the mythology there, and I really want to see the culture and the landmarks. And I want to go to Australia, and I want to see more of Austria than I saw. And there's stuff in France I want to see that I haven't, like, oh, I would love, love, love to see Avignon, or Lyon, Marseille. Oh gosh, there's so many French places I'd love to see. And I don't know, there's just a lot of places I really want to see out there in the world, and I will probably go about seeing them someday. And I also really want to go to Napoli in Italia. My great-grandparents were from there, and my great-grandma wrote stories about Avellino and Atripalda, and I really just want to see it for myself. There are actually quite a few ships I really love but have never vid. I do put them in multi-fandom videos, obviously, except for Harry and Meghan because that's a much newer ship. But one that I would really love to vid that I've never done a vid by themselves for would probably be Joe and Juliana, and also Benvolio and Rosalind, and Jack and Rebecca. I'd also really like to figure out how to vid Kelso and Brooke, and also Eric and Donna. I really want to expand on my 70s show vidding, but it's just so easy for me to vid Hyde and Jackie. No, I don't really have any embarrassing ships, but I am a bit embarrassed about ships I've shipped in the past, like most of the Vampire Diaries ships, because I just don't care about them anymore, or a lot of the Once Upon a Time ships, because that show just started really going way downhill. I'm not really sure I'd want to be trapped with Elizabeth and Jackie, to be quite honest. Elizabeth's pretty savvy. She would probably be able to get us out of the situation. Jackie would probably, hopefully, figure something out. But if I'm going to be trapped, I want people who are determined to figure out a way to get out on our own. And, you know, obviously soap heroines aren't very good at that. Elizabeth's not a damsel, but she also is always being, I don't know, saved by a guy because it's a soap opera, which, you know, is full of misogyny. So if I were to be trapped, I would want to be with Morgana and Clara and Annie and Rose, because those girls would totally find their way out. I have a few things in common with Elizabeth, not a whole lot. I mean, you know, I don't really lie, and I haven't had 3 kids by 3 different daddies, as everybody says, including Becky. So yeah, we have a sweet tooth. We have that in common. Big sweet tooth. But as far as people that I actually relate to, like 100%, Georgie. Georgie is a whole lot like me. I can relate to her a lot. I mean, pretty much Georgie is me. I started vidding with help from the Niz fangirls. I was wanting to make a Niz vid and I'd never done it before, so some of them gave me a lot of really great tips. And I started vidding because Chrissy started, and I don't know, I guess she just got me into it a bit. And plus I'd seen Jen's and Tanya's vids and I was like, oh, well, Tanya and Jen do really great vids. I wonder if I can do the same. So, you know, I gave it a shot. It is really cathartic for me. If I have had a bad day and really just need to cool off, then vidding is perfect. Plus, I just really like getting in the mindset of different characters and figuring out lyric matching, really. I really like to match the lyrics. Well, I've already met Becky twice. I was blessed to meet her, and obviously I would love to meet Jenna Coleman and Katie McGrath, Henry Cavill, Tom Felton, David Tennant. Those are probably the top people I want to meet. There's other people I want to meet. I would love to meet Mila Kunis and Katrina Baif and Emma Watson, but those ones are the main ones. The Tudor reign. I'm obsessed with all things Tudor. You know, I'm not really sure. I've just always done it. My mom says that I came home one day when I was about 6 years old with I think she said a 10 chapter book on a dog, maybe? And she was impressed. And so, I don't know, when I was in 5th grade, I had a teacher who absolutely loved the story that I did about a ballet slipper. And I think it was just really encouragement from people about my writing, because even when I don't think that it's good, everybody's like, oh, I loved that. Like, I wrote this story once about a time computer before I read Time Bike, and my cousin really loved it. And I was like, really? I didn't think it was that great, but okay. And also in college, I wrote a fairy tale. And I thought it was awful, and my professor was like, oh no, this is fantastic. So, I don't know, I guess I'm just really hard on myself, but I enjoy writing. So, people's encouragement is probably what inspires me to write the most, but I also have a lot of different, you know, ideas in my head that I like to get down on paper. Okay, so first off, you'll need a program. I personally really enjoy Sony Vegas. I know other people use Final Cut Pro. I think some people still use Adobe Premiere Elements. Sony Vegas has been very good to me with some exceptions, but as they've been going up and up in their different versions, it's been getting a whole lot better. I don't usually have problems with them, but you know, I'm not going to say never because I do occasionally have problems with them. But mine is a Sony Vegas Pro 13, and I would encourage you very much to look at other people's videos and see what they did. And also, a lot of the tutorials help a lot, especially if you want to learn how to use the transitions properly. And mostly, I just guess and check a lot. Not so much anymore because I've done it a lot in the past, but there were a lot of times where I was like, I'm just going to try this out and see if it worked. Like, for one, this video I did was just full of cookie cutter. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that was too much cookie cutter now. But back then I was new to cookie cutter, so I really enjoyed trying it out. And I've always made my own coloring, but there are a lot of people who will use pre-made colorings, and that never hurts either. There are a lot of really great YouTube vidders out there who have given links to their colorings, so I encourage you to check that out. I mean, it's not so new anymore because it's been since September, but 100% Outlander. Yeah, Outlander for sure. That is a huge part of my life now. And also Victoria. I love Victoria. Around the World in 50 Years is an incredible read. I highly recommend it. I prefer making videos, honestly. I tend to critique myself less when I do videos than I do when I do photo edits. I don't know really. I just kind of do whatever comes to mind. So whatever scene comes to mind, whatever voiceover comes to mind, whatever I'm doing when I'm vidding, and I'm just like, oh hey, this scene would be good there, that's usually what I do. Will and Kate, Jamie and Claire, Jason and Elizabeth, Hyde and Jackie, and currently Albert and Victoria, Rebecca Herbst. She is a phenomenal person. The world. I want to see the world. My friends, my cat, music, and bidding. Also writing and occasionally Photoshop. I also really love to take pictures, but bidding is the most relaxing thing I probably do hobby-wise, because writing, I will read it over and over until I'm satisfied, and bidding, I don't know, there's just something about putting all those clips together that is just really calming. Well, that's it, and I hope that wasn't painful for you guys. I know it was pretty painful for my cat over here. Noellers. I'm sorry I took over your room, and I will go away now. Can you say hi? Okay, good job. Good kitty. Bye!